a one, a two, and you know what to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Superintendent Dr. Maria Karstafen, at-large Seat 7 and Board Chair, Mr. Courtney English, Educational District 4 and Board Vice Chair, Ms. Nancy Meister, Educational District 1 Board Member, Ms. Leslie Grant, Educational District 2 Board Member, Mr. Byron Amos, Educational District 3 Board Member, Mr. Matt Westmoreland, Educational District 5 Board Member, Mr. Stephen Lee, Educational District 6 Board Member, Ms. Ishay Collins, At-Large Seat 8 Board Member, Ms. Cynthia Briscoe Brown, At-Large Seat 9 Board Member, Mr. Jason Estevez, Deputy Superintendent, Mr. David Jernigan, Chief Accountability and Information Officer, Mr. Bill Parich, Chief Human Resources Officer, Ms. Pamela Hall, Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Larry Hoskins, Deputy Chief Schools and Academic Officer, Dr. Olivine Roberts, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Dan Sims, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Gregory Middleton, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Danielle Battle, Associate Superintendent, Ms. Yolanda Brown, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Emily Massey, Associate Superintendent, Mr. Tommy Usher, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, Ms. Tammy Workman, and Executive Director for Office of Innovation, Ms. Gail Burnett.
Sonia Sanchez writes, "So much of growing up is an unbearable waiting, a constant longing for another time, another season. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. The time is now. This is both what you and the world has anticipated. Welcome the graduating class of 2017. please stand and face the flag for the presentation of colors and Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing with your right hand over your heart for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, and welcome to a glimpse of what the world is waiting for. It is my pleasure to have with us this afternoon individuals committed to ensuring a quality education for the youth of Atlanta Public Schools. Please join me in welcoming our cluster school principals who are with us today. Please stand and be recognized. I would like to introduce the administration and staff of Booker T. Washington High School who are seated on stage. Please stand and be recognized as your name is called. Mr. Robert Clark, Assistant Principal. Mr. Joseph Harris, Assistant Principal. Ms. Kimberly Moore, Assistant Principal, and Ms. Tracy Horrell, Assistant Principal. Also seated on the stage, we have Ms. Keela Edwards-Cooper, Senior Counselor, and Ms. Kami Olatunde-Floyd, Graduation Coach. Also joining us from Atlanta Metropolitan State College, we have Dr. Gary Magaha, President of Atlanta Metropolitan State College, and Mr. Stephen Woodall, Director of Student Outreach and Access. We also have members of the Board of Directors of Achieve Atlanta, Ms. Tina Fernandez, Achieve Atlanta Executive Director, and Ms. Alexa Brown, Achieve Atlanta Program Manager. This celebration would not have been possible without the love, guidance and support of the families of our graduates. Will the proud parents, grandparents, and relatives of these seniors please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you. Encouraging students to believe that they can excel academically has been a joint commitment between the home and the school. I am proud to introduce the Booker T. Washington High School faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly to ensure students reach this milestone in their lives. Faculty and staff, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. Among this staff are special individuals seated up front who have worked very closely with the members of this graduating class for the past 4 years. Senior advisors, please stand. Thank you. I would like to acknowledge our partners in education. Please stand and be recognized as your organization is called. Saving Our Sons and Sisters, Ernst & Young, Walmart, Clark Atlanta University, Georgia State University, Atlanta Metropolitan State College, BTW Atlanta Alumni Association 2006, Atlanta Alumni Association of BTW, BTW Bulldogs Alumni Band Association, BTW Athletic Booster Club, and our 2016-17 governing team. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. We are always honored to have former graduates to join us for our commencement exercise. This afternoon, we are delighted to recognize alumni from each decade ending in 7. Will the members of the class of 1937 please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 1947 please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 1957 please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 1967 who are celebrating their golden anniversary please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 1977 please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 1987 please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 1997 please stand? Thank you. Will the members of the class of 2007 please stand? Thank you. Will all other graduates of Booker Telefarrell Washington High School please stand at this time and be recognized? Thanks to all classes for your continued support. I would like to turn the spotlight on those who planned this occasion for the graduating class of 2017. Please join me in saluting the efforts of the graduation committee members who are behind the scene. We first have Ms. Marcy Wynn, our program coordinator. We have Mr. Wallace Barner, our BTW band director, Dr. Alfred Wyatt Sr. and Mr. Allen Ward Jr., directors of the Alumni Band, and all members of the Metro Atlanta Community Band. We have Ms. Keela Edwards Cooper, Senior Counselor, Ms. Kami Olatunde Floyd, Graduation Coach, and Ms. Kimberly Moore, Graduation Administrative Designee. We are pleased to have with us today, ladies and gentlemen, our Superintendent, Dr. Maria Kostarpin. Dr. Kostarpin came to Atlanta in July 2014 with nearly 20 years of education and experience in diverse major metropolitan public school districts, including Austin, Texas, St. Paul, Minnesota, and the District of Columbia. She brought with her a focus on an educational culture with great principals and teachers who emphasize the whole child in every child. Since becoming our superintendent, Dr. Kostarpin has been passionate about leading Atlanta Public Schools and living its mission every day. With a caring culture of trust and collaboration, every student will graduate ready for college and career. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Kostarpin.
All right, I'm gonna start it, but you gotta bring it home, and that is especially for our alumni. I'm so glad. Welcome, welcome, welcome as we celebrate the 2017 Booker T. Washington High School. Give it up for our kids. One school. One school. One school. For this class of Bulldogs, accomplishments in academics, athletics, arts, and citizenship demonstrate the excellence that makes up Washington's rich history. It's even more rewarding to be here, knowing the stories of these 160-plus students who have worked so hard against some unbelievable odds to be here today. No matter what the circumstance, we know that these graduates have worked tirelessly to make it to this stage. Please join me in celebrating their accomplishments. So when I say one school, you say, I need the audience to help me. When I say one school, you say, all right, meet the valedictorian and star student, Benjamin Leverett, who has also earned the Stamps President's Scholarship, the top undergraduate scholarship to Georgia Tech. One school. My beloved salutatorian, Jayla Hawkins, has earned the UNCF Scholarship and will be headed to Spelman College this fall. One school. Jocelyn Reynolds and Xavier Jackson both earned prestigious Bonner scholarships, more than $200,000. They're going to Spelman and Morehouse. One school. Jabaria Turner is already a college student, having earned her associate's degree from Atlanta Metro State College earlier this month, while also finishing high school. Her classmate, Brianna Perry, will earn her degree as well this summer. One school. And we have many, many fine athletes at Washington High School. Meet Sabri Galashaw, Player of the Year in girls basketball, and Lauren Taylor, Player of the Year in girls volleyball. One school. With their teammates in volleyball and in basketball also stand who are seniors and be recognized. One school. You have a family of football players who let me practice with them. They have been outstanding all school year, really working hard to bring home wins. They include number 10, Miami, number 11, Jamaica's, number 12, Tyreek, number 19, Quentin, number 21, Quintavious, number 23, Richard, number 24, Quintarius, number 44, Armani, number 45, Quintavious, number 50, Jacobian, number 52, Calvion, number 53, Montavious Cheese, number 55, Ural, number 71, Avery, number 77, Julius, number 99, Zarius. One school. And this year they had senior cheerleaders cheering for everyone along the way. Jayla, Anastasia, Shakiria, Kiana. One school. Would all senior athletes in all sports please stand and be recognized? One school. For arts, I'd like to recognize our cheerleader, Zakia Thomas, who also won the Superintendent's annual Winter Card Contest, and her winter card was sent to all of our partners and friends across the district. She's brilliant and an artist. One school. Jamaria Wilkerson makes us proud as the Coca-Cola Fine Arts Award winner in music and for making it to All-State in chorus as well. One school. We'll never forget the spirited sounds of the marching Bulldog Band. Please stand, seniors. One school. Go ahead, baby, stand up. You gotta get your, there you go, stand. There they are, one school. Blake Jones is the only intern in the 25-year history of the Atlanta Bar Association's Summer Law Internship Program to come from Washington High School. One school. Washington is admirable in its service to our country. It sponsors an impressive battalion of JRTC cadets. Please stand, our cadets. One school. Collectively, this class has earned millions of dollars in scholarships and performed hundreds and hundreds of community service hours. Many of these students meet and exceed their community service. Please stand if you have done that. One school. And while you deserve a lot of credit, we know that you didn't do it all alone. You have the relentless support of so many people in front of you and behind the scenes. I'd like for you to meet some of the folks that help me get this job every day so we can support Washington High School. Please meet Chair Courtney English, your district board member, Byron Amos. I'd also like to introduce Matt Westmoreland, Stephen Lee, and Cynthia Briscoe Brown, all on the Atlanta School Board. One school. And now there are some people in this room, as you know, who are super, super proud of you and deserve a lot of the credit because you've been standing on their shoulders to get where you are today. There are your parents and your caregivers. Would you please give them a big one school? Now, you are part of a legacy that comes with being part of the Washington family tradition of excellence. It is one of the longest standing legacies in Atlanta public schools and in our nation's history. It stretches back more than 90 years. Washington was the first and largest public high school in the Southeast for African American students. There was a time when the school had 4,797 African American students. You are standing on the shoulders of giants. The Dr. Martin Luther King is one of your alumni. Dr. Asa Yancey, the first black doctor at Grady Hospital, and Michael Hollis, the founder of the first black-owned airline and the namesake of one of the newest schools in the Washington cluster. Moreover, not only members of the class of 2017, but also many of your parents and many of your parents' parents and your parents' parents' parents also were educated here, and we know that's how the legacy continues. One school. As part of your legacy, you have your school's namesake, Booker T. Washington himself, the legendary educator and the founder of Tuskegee Institute. He said success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome. We can only imagine the obstacles that Booker T. Washington faced, especially as violence was increasing against blacks during the time in which he lived. But he still paved a way for civil rights so that you could graduate from this legacy high school today. And while I know there are still hurdles in front of some of you, you will meet them in career, or college, or later on in life. It is with the same spirit of courage and his convictions that I know you will take with you and therefore be able to overcome anything in your path. I will close by saying, while we can't talk about all of our state data right now, it is indeed embargoed. I want to leave you with this impression of this senior class. They brought the thunder and academics for Atlanta Public Schools and Booker T. Washington. When it is free to talk about, you will be so proud of the legacy they have now left for their upcoming classmates to continue to fulfill. On behalf of Atlanta Public Schools, with enormous pride, I say to you, the Washington class of 2017, congratulations and good luck. We love you and we will miss you.
An honor to those who have loved us, rescued us, comforted us, and pulled us through. We sing this song. Parents, family members, teachers, alumni, and loved ones. This song is dedicated to you because we know that if it had not been for your support, love, prayers, admonishment, pushing and demanding, many of us would not be standing here today. We would not be poised to reach a significant milestone in our lives, high school graduation. So, we, the class of 2017, thank you for all you have done.
Thank you, for all you've done. Yay, thank you. You've been so good. Oh, thank you, for all you've done. Yeah, thank you. You've been so good. When I look, yeah, you brought me over. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, thank you for all you've done. Yeah, yeah, thank you. You've been so good. Yeah, thank you for all you've done. Thank you. You've been so good. When I look, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. When I was lost, you found me. When I was sinking, you rescued me. When I was out, you pulled me in. You've been there with me through thick and thin. That's why yeah, 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 yeah. You keep making a way. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I was sick, you healed me. When I was hurt, you comforted me. When I didn't know what to do, I trusted you and you pulled me through. That's why yeah, 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 yeah. I just want to say, thank you. Oh, for all you've done for me, thank you. Oh, you've been so good to me, thank you. Hey, oh, you provided for me, thank you. Oh, you took care of me, thank you. Oh, I say you healed me, thank you. Hey, you've been there for me, thank you. When I look back and wonder of all of the things that you brought me through, when I look back and yeah. When I
look back and wonder.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Hey.
When I was trying to write this speech, I tried to find some deep, meaningful words to mix in with my experiences of high school to inspire my peers and everyone in the audience. But all I found were fancy words that I felt would be disingenuous coming out of my mouth, so I decided to be honest instead. Life is filled with many obstacles, but my only option, your only option, is to hurdle every obstacle, keep moving, and keep living. Similar sayings to this have been quoted time and time again, but no one ever tells you how to do it. How to keep going when things are hard, when you have no idea what you're going to do next, or when you have so many options that choosing the right one seems to be impossible. For many of us facing the journey of building a life for ourselves, post-high school graduation, this is how we feel. From my experiences of high school, what I've learned is most important is being true to yourself, living your everyday greatness, and surrounding yourself with people who want what's best for you. Following this advice is what I believe helped me to get my associate's degree in biology from Atlanta Metropolitan State College this May. Now, I would like to say that I always followed this advice and put in 100% since I got to high school, but that would not be truthful. 9th grade, I was completely disinterested with high school in general. It was the people around me who wanted what was best for me who gave me purpose in my wandering. My freshman teachers got me switched to more challenging classes, and my mom made me participate in almost every single club and activity they had at Washington my freshman year. At the time, it seemed like they were just trying to make me do extra work, but they knew what was best for me and pushed me to do great things. After 9th grade, with my BTW family giving me extrinsic motivation, high school became as it should be, with classes, clubs, and friends, but for some reason I felt like I could be doing more. This is where being true to myself, my everyday greatness, became important. Every step I took in the direction of dual enrollment took me away from high school. And when I learned of the opportunity to go to college full-time, I was faced with a dilemma. Go to college full-time, have less time to see my BTW family, and take on a rigorous academic schedule to get my degree, or stay at Washington, see my BTW family every day, work somewhat hard, and know every day I could have done better and chose not to. Then I thought of something my mom always asked my friends and I. When you are in bed at night, when there is nothing but you and your thoughts, will you be okay with the decisions that you made? Will you be able to say, yes, that was dumb, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but it was my choice, and I made it willingly, and I wouldn't take it back because I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I thought, would I be okay with missing this opportunity, with not being true to myself? But by deciding to go to college full-time, to seek motivation from within myself, I can stand before you now with my first college degree. Everyone is concerned with doing world-changing things. I'm not sure if I'll do great world-changing things, but I know that I will be great and make a change, just like I know my classmates will. For the longest time, I thought being great meant going to college and getting a prestigious degree and curing world hunger by the time you're 35. But going to Washington, I see there's such a thing as being everyday great that is just as important as being world-changing great. The everyday great of Miss Stembridge, Miss Lightfoot, Mr. Andrews, and Dr. Fears for being more than just teachers. My parents keeping me from sinking when I didn't even know my boat had a hole in it. My friends for seeing past the smile. Jocelyn and Taj and their infectious optimism. Zakia, Kali, and Lauren and their dancing that always made me laugh. For Quinn, Brianna, Thomas, and Aquila all being themselves, their advice and everyday actions showed me what being everyday great looks like. Now, I'm not sure if our everyday greats will make us world-changing scientists, doctors, and politicians, but it will make us wonderful, life-changing people like parents, teachers, and mentors, most definitely. Now, being great starts with your everyday decisions. So I encourage you, Booker T. Washington class of 2017, and all those here celebrating with us, to seek wise counsel. Surround yourself with people that are great every day. Embrace your inner voice and live your everyday greatness.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever played the game of spades or Uno? If so, imagine the dealer is passing out your hand and you look at your cards like, what is this? You realize you have all the ones and threes for spades, and in the game of Uno, you don't even have any cards that allow you to skip, reverse, or change the color. How are you supposed to win? Well, that's somewhat similar to us. But if you take a look around, we are graduating seniors of Booker Teleferro Washington High School. Despite the cards we were dealt, Title I school, low-income community, and despite the odds, we finally won the game. Remember 9th grade? It feels like yesterday. We walked into the gym looking lost. Okay, maybe you didn't, but I did. But we managed to find our way. Viewing the posters on the wall, we found our respective advisory classrooms, as well as our respective floors. You know, banking, finance, and investment, health science and nutrition, and early college. I chose early college, and it was on that floor that the reality of high school hit me dead smack in the face. It was in Mr. Davis's 9th grade biology class. I received a 92 as a final grade, the lowest I would ever receive in my life. I went into Mr. Davis's class and treated it as if it was a social hour. I thought that I would just get the high A because Mr. Davis knew the work that I was capable of doing. But that's not how the real world works. Actually, that's not how any of this works. You get out of it what you put into it. That 92 served as so much more than just a number to me. It became my motivation. It pushed me. It has enabled me to stand before you today, the female with the highest grade point average in my class. I challenge each and every one of you to find your own 92. 10th grade. The rumors that we will be joining as one big school were true. We walked into the gym, welcomed with the open arms of our new principal, Dr. Tashara Wilson. Her motto was, one school, one family, and boy, did she love to say it. 11th grade. This was the year that early college students would step onto the campus of their respective institutions. I chose Georgia State University. Even though I was initially intimidated with the idea of being a high school junior on a college campus, I boldly accepted the challenge. My ego was immediately shot down as I stepped foot into Dr. Thomas Schott's United States history class. He asked a question, and me being me, you know I was the first to raise my hand. First and wrong. My pride was hurt, but as I look back and reflect on that moment, it taught me a lesson. It taught me to not be afraid to make mistakes. It taught me to not let the risk of situations hinder my attempt. Friends, there will be times when we raise our hand and don't get the answer right. There will be times when we try and don't get the outcome we anticipated. But let's not view those occasions as losses, but rather as lessons and learn from them. 12th grade, senior year, it snuck up on me. My initial hand wasn't too promising as it revealed that my dream school, Spelman College, wasn't quite a reality, given its excessive cost to attend. So I surveyed the circumstances to position myself for a win. I traveled up to Hampton University, fell in love, and committed the next day. But when I came home, I received news of a $90,000 scholarship offer from Spelman College. So I immediately withdrew my enrollment deposit from Hampton University and dove full-fledged into scholarship applications. And I must say that my strategy has paid off, because on April 26th,
I was presented with the best news I think I would ever receive in my life. I was awarded a full ride to attend Spelman College worth over $200,000. I have never cried so hard in my life. I am only telling you this to say that strategic moves do pay off and your hard work will pay off. As you can see, over the course of the last 4 years, Washington has transformed us into some extraordinary players. We've learned to play our hand out, and we've learned to play it out well. I mean, one more time, take a look around and realize where we are. We're in the Georgia World Congress Center, minutes before becoming Washington alumni. We finally won the game. And as we exit out of these doors, we're gonna start another round. I encourage each and every one of you to go on and take on the world because you all are capable. So do not let your dreams die. Keep pushing, keep striving, and keep striving. Now, as I take my seat, I want to thank each and every one of you who have made it possible for me to stand on this stage. As Salutatorian, thank you for holding my hand when I stumbled and lost my way. Thank you for guiding me when I didn't know which direction to go. Because through all of that, I know I can make it through whatever deck of cards life decides to deal to me. Thank you.
How did I get here? What has empowered me to make it this far? My decisions have not been perfect, yet there are people who have made no such mistakes, who are no longer with us because they look like me. How has the class of 2017 made it this far? We can thank our families, we can thank our friends, we can thank our supporters, we can even thank our doubters. However, I refuse to leave out the one with whom all things are possible. I thank God. For the watchful eye of protection, for the blessings He has seen fit to place in my life, for the sense of purpose He has given me in this world. God will continue to be the great entity that empowers me, and I will continue to grow through His guidance. If you choose to become the dynamic duo that God wants to be with you, there are no limits to the goals that you can accomplish. I stand before you, valedictorian, star student, multi-million-dollar scholar, having earned over $3 million in scholarships. I truly appreciate all of the love and support I have been blessed enough to receive. However, I remember a boy who only wanted to earn a couple of dollars for good grades in elementary school. While pleasing my parents was rewarding enough, pocketing some extra cash has never hurt anyone. Apparently, I started earning too many A's because the monetary reward began to decrease. Eventually, I stopped expecting money after I brought home a report card. Striving for success became a task that I would do for myself, for my future, and the future of those I care for. Instead of money, my parents gave me high expectations. I did not see that coming. I decided to dedicate myself to my education and my future. I chose to give 100% of my effort. Actually, most of us give 100% throughout the week. It's just 10% Sunday, 10% Monday, 20% Tuesday, and so on. To reach our true potential, we must give 100% every day. But are you willing to give 700% throughout the week? Your success is yours to define, target, and conquer. Some of us salivate at the dream of reaching the top of the world, but the highest peak requires the steepest climb. There is not an escalator. If any of you find one, be sure to let me in on where it is. Too many of us are waiting to find an escalator to the top, and even more have grown to be satisfied with their view from the valley. You will have to find peers with similar motivations as you, because you will realize that not everyone wishes to see the world in the same view as you. You will realize that not everyone wants to be great, and even less are willing to do what it takes to achieve greatness. My best friend and I pushed each other to be the young men we are today. Sam Weeks is the valedictorian at Benjamin E. Mays High School. Congratulations, brother. The class of 2017 is full of talent, intellect, and potential. Credit must be given to our loved ones, and especially the staff at Booker T. Washington High. It is difficult to describe a school such as ours, a school whose halls were roamed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and later by Young Thug, a school who received visits from First Lady Michelle Obama and Migos the same school year, a school that prepares its students in a neglected community for futures many may not have believed to be possible. Booker T. Washington High School has been a bridge to success, a bridge to excellence, a bridge to our future. So what is next for the class of 2017? How do we know what path will lead to our highest peak? Some will tell you to go with your gut. Let your instincts guide you. Some will tell you to think with your mind. Just let logic guide you. Some will tell you to follow your heart. Let your emotions guide you. My family will tell you to pray. Let God guide you. Regardless of the path you choose to follow, I hope that it brings you life's most precious moments, the moments that make your jaws drop, eyes water, and hearts warm. Ecclesiastes 9:11 states, "The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all." You do not have to be the fastest, strongest, or the smartest. Be in the right place at the right time. Do the right thing. Surround yourself with the right people. The right foundation has been laid. Thus, we can win the race. We can win the battle. We can make it to the end. The class of 2017, we can make it. To the swift, nor the strong, but to the one that endures till the end. The race
is not given
to the swift, nor the strong, but to the one Class of 2017, lift your voices, tell them.
I know that I can make it. I'm gonna keep on running. Yeah.
Tell them, I know strong. We're gonna keep on running, keep on going. I know. I can, you can. We can. We are capable. We are powerful. We can. I know. I know that I can make it. I can make it through. With it on my side. I can. Class, they didn't hear us. Tell them again. I know. I know that I can make it. We can. We can make it through with belief. With it on my side. Tell them I can. Tell them we can. Class of 27, tell them I know. Tell them we are capable. We are powerful. We have what it takes to make it to the end. Thanks to our families, thanks to our supporters, we have what it takes. We can.
Thank you, class of 2017, for being what the world is waiting for. And now, I would like to acknowledge students who have excelled in the areas of academics. Please stand and be recognized as your group is called. Senior class officers, student government officers, the top 10% of the graduating class, members of the National Honor Society, members of the National Beta Club, Corella and Bertram Bunner Foundation Scholars, students graduating with honors with a GPA of 83 and above, 68 out of 161. Thank you. All students who scored 1100 plus on the SAT and 21 plus on the ACT. Thank you. Students who have had at least one or more advanced placement class. Thank you. Completers of all career technology education pathways. Thank you. Many scholarships have been awarded to our students. This afternoon, 85 students received the Achieve Atlanta Scholarship. For students attending a four-year college, Achieve Atlanta will award up to $5,000 per year, renewable for up to 4 years of school. For students attending a two-year college or technical program, the award is up to $1,500 per year, renewable for up to 2 years of school. Achieve Atlanta Scholarship recipients, please stand. Best wishes. At this time, I would like for those students who have met the requirements for the HOPE Scholarship to please stand. Thank you. Now, some scholarships did not meet deadline for printing, therefore the names of the recipients were not listed in the program. However, I would like all students who have received scholarships to please stand. Excellent. Students who will be enlisting in the armed services. Thank you. Students who will be entering the workforce. Thank you. Students who are registered voters. Excellent. Students who are legacies of Booker T. Washington High School. Students whose grandparents and or parents are Washington High School alumni. Thank you. Students who will be attending a post-secondary school in the fall of 2017, college, trade school, or technical school. Thank you. Many of our seniors were recognized for their stellar accomplishments this past Sunday at our Visions of the Future program. However, I would like Ms. Tracy Harrell, Assistant Principal, to assist me in presenting awards not previously announced. These awards are given by faculty and patrons honoring students for outstanding contributions in various fields. I would like to ask the recipients of our special awards to please come forward when their names are called. I would also like to ask Mr. Byron Amos and Dr. Maria Kostarpin to join me in presenting these awards at center stage. Thank you.
The class of 2017 is pleased to have produced two 2017 recipients of the prestigious Corella and Bertram Bonner Foundation Scholarship, valued at more than $200,000. This scholarship covers all educational expenses for the bachelor's degree, master's degree, and doctoral degree. Will our 2017 Bonner Scholars please stand and be recognized? Jocelyn Reynolds, Spelman College. Xavier Jackson, Morehouse College. Thank you. Many scholarships are still being received. However, to date, this class has earned over $23.4 million in scholarships. Now I want to focus on other stellar accomplishments by the class of 2017. Please come forward as your name is called. The following awards are based on nominations and selections by Booker T. Washington's faculty and staff. These students will come forward to receive their awards. The Faculty Cup is presented to the senior who has maintained high scholastic achievement and exemplary school and community involvement. The recipient for this year is Lauren Taylor. The Principal's Cup is presented to the senior who has esteemed herself as a serious scholar with clearly defined goals, a student who is multi-talented, a student who has brought acclaim to herself and the school. Congratulations to this year's outstanding recipient, Kiana Willis. The coveted Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup is awarded to the senior who is deemed best all-around student by the administration, faculty, and staff. Our 2017 recipient is one of the most versatile students at Washington. She has not only achieved academically, but embodies all of the qualities that we encourage our students to emulate. This articulate and talented young woman is none other than Lauren Taylor. Thank you.
Today, members of the Atlanta Board of Education and Dr. Maria Kostarfin, Superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, I hereby certify that these candidates for graduation have completed all of the requirements of the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Board of Education and are now eligible to receive their diplomas. It is now time for the presentation of diplomas. Dr. Kostarfin, Mr. Amos, and other members of the Atlanta Board of Education, please come forward to assist in the presentation of diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize the formality and seriousness of this occasion by refraining from yelling, name-calling, and other distractions that destroy the beauty and dignity of the program. We owe it to these young people and their families to allow the program to proceed with the same dignity and decorum that it has thus far. Audience, we ask for your cooperation. Please hold your applause until all diplomas have been presented. Thank you.
Benjamin Leverett. Jayla Hawkins. Shikeria Merriweather. Kiera Benton. Aubriana Brown. Jerica Williams. Camry McDowell. Zakia Thomas. Lauren Taylor. Jocelyn Reynolds. Jabaria Turner. Lakesia Pearson Banks. Kiana Willis. Chastity Drake. Brianna Perry. Anastasia Jackson. Tratoria Wade. Lania Harris. Khadijah Ragland. Blake Jones. Walter Farmer Jr. Quintavious Darden. Jamario Richardson. Quintavious Roby. Brianna Donnerson. Jamaria Wilkerson. Sakaya Stewart. Niasha Austin. Ayana Graham. Armani Gonzalez. Rashard Sheets. Kylie Williams. Aima Chavez. Miracle Garman. Demetriana Matthews. Amari Hicks. Quintarius Douglas. Avery Wilkerson. Manete Laquaz Flanzel Tillman. Thomas Taylor. Taj Sampier. Kadeja Clark. Kendall Granderson. Kiana McKnight. Keandra McDowell. Shania Pays. John Smith. Jitavius McClendon. Joshua Sullivan. Nesatu Drama. Shantika Wilson. Tamonica Garrison. Kiera Law. Marquavius Martin. Markel White. Chadrick Wiggins. Jamaica Creamer. Kishara Jarrell. Giasia Beasley. India Watson. Michaela Darden. Mia Mitchell. Trayvon Harris. DeAnthony Thane. Musa Trayor. Daisha Allen. Maisha Andrews. Moesha Williams. Valerie McGee. Dontavius Taylor. Malik Benton. Dante Spates. Zaquanisha Flemings. Jada Davis. Venicia Ivy. Carlicia Franklin. Zaria Williams. Jamisha Stafford. Marquise Brock. Willie Bell. Jacobian Harris. Destiny President. Jewel Wright. Jasmine Walker. Miracle Brown. Mario Ingram Jr. Cedric Cash Jr. Vincent Evans. Starnesia Hurd. Kenya Williams. India Mills. Rinda Mubarak. Danisha Spates. Lula Redding. Larry Williams. Montavious Traylor. Andre Perry. Jessica Hill. Rakesia Mason. Jemiah Render. Miracle Young. Quintavious Johnson. Michael Cleveland. Jeremiah Glass. Kedra Shelby. Imani Hampton. Crystal Milton. Rochelle Barnes. Angelique Moreland. Antisha Thomas. Jamaica's Covington. Marcus Greer. Quentin Darden. Shanteria Brown. Makayla Walker. Tandra Jackson. Tykeria Redding. Mayomi Bell. Ibrahim Savain. Jakiria Redding. Kamaya Pittman. Moesha Dorsey. Derica Fears. Shaniqua Barnes. Robin Stafford. Kayla Knox. Derod Moore. Kamari Johnson. Shaquela Cooper. Brandy Presley. Aquila Brown. Sabri Galashaw. Jatavian Johnson. Jabari Pope. Ural Waters. Travion Collins. Paula Davis Robinson. Miranda Smith. Verma Gentry. Damian Watkins. Tyreek Butts. Tariq Knox Jr. Calvion Hurd. Julius Johnson. Roderick Shields. Jalen Mason. Vantisha Williams. Vashid Maddox. Zarius Dupree. Larry Cobb. Jonathan Kendrick. Jeremiah Hubbard. Marvin Nance. Christopher Finley. Garen Hutcherson. Durante Williams. Dayon Jones. Xavier Jackson.
to the class of 2017. Your principal has verified that you have completed all the requirements set forth for graduation by the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Board of Education. By the power vested in me by the Atlanta Board of Education, I hereby certify you as graduates of the class of 2017.
Thank you, Mr. Amos. Will Kadasia Clark, president of the senior class, please come forward for the turning of the tassel ceremony? Ladies and gentlemen, will you join the Washington High School alumni as they welcome another group of esteemed individuals into the Alumni Association of BTW? Graduates, you are what the world is waiting for. Please stand and join us for the singing of our alma mater, Washington, oh Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017.